Zapier just had their Zapathon, and they shared a bunch of workflows that you can use to automate your work with AI. Now, as the guy that does the most AI automations and does the best AI automations, I was dying to know what was inside of this webinar. So I'm just gonna share you the coolest things. And by the end of this video, I will compile all of them into a document that you can download at the end. You don't even need to sign up an email or anything like that. Here's an AI-powered automated personal message workflow.
Never sleeps, never makes mistakes, and is always ready to get to work. So let's kick things off in the Asana roadmap. Picture this: a project manager gets assigned to a project with a detailed description, and then voila, we tag it and our AI-driven Zap swings into action. On screen, you'll also see our fail-safe filters, ensuring this Zap sticks to its lane, our projects, and not anything that's unrelated. Next up, meet our secret weapon, ChatGPT, the AI whiz who drafts up our project briefs. Based on our prompts, it dishes out an articulate brief, and all we have to do is ask. Because ChatGPT has an attention span, yes, even AIs do, we've set up 2 separate prompts to ensure we gather all of the project details. The grand finale, our Zap churns out a Google Doc in our PM AI folder and pulls a new project from our project template. Plus, it uses Zap APIs to find the usernames of the PM and the sponsor. It's like magic. Lastly, it compiles all of that information into a lovely Slack message. Now for the moment of truth.
No way.
We'll switch gears to Slack. Right here, you can see a message tagging the project sponsor and the project manager, serving up the name of the project, along with a link to the brief, the schedule, and some other info.
And it's all happening automatically.
And with just a click of this link, boom, you're looking at the generated project brief.
Take a little bit of data from this and from this and from this and from this, and then package it all into a Slack message. It's like formatting plus a little bit of messaging plus a little bit of summarization all into one massive time saver. Here's how to create your own custom AI chatbot and custom AI workflows to make content a lot more efficient.
My meta description bot takes care of writing the boring SEO description that has to accompany every blog post you write. All you have to do for my bot is copy paste the text of the article that you've already written and give it a keyword that you're going after for SEO, and it will generate a meta description that's the perfect length for Google. The results are not revolutionary, but meta descriptions honestly shouldn't be. My blog introduction AI chatbot lets you input a quick summary of an article that you're about to write, and then spits out inspiration for an introduction to that article in the style and voice of a Zapier blog post. My goal was to inspire Zapier content writers to push the envelope and make sure they're connecting with their audience right from the jump.
My social media content bot is designed simply to speed up the content creation process. All you need to do is take the blog URL that you would like to use, and the bot pretty much takes it from there, creating as many LinkedIn posts as you like, or you can specify how many posts you would like the bot to create for you.
Wow, I would love to try to do this exactly with a YouTube video and create it into multiple tweets, LinkedIn posts, TikToks, etc.
My article summarizer is designed to read any articles that are on a website and take the key takeaways and feed them back to me. It uses the power of Zapier in Chrome extension, so whenever I go to any article that I find online and I just don't have the time to actually read through it, but I know it's interesting to me, I just click a button, it feeds all of that information into OpenAI, takes the main takeaways, and then it sends it back to me. It's given me so much more time as a leader to be able to make sure I'm taking key takeaways that I think can help me in my job.
This one I kind of use already. Some great examples there. Here are 4 AI workflows for task management.
We use Zendesk at Zapier for streamline a lot of our support functions. And while it's great, it can be difficult to figure out exactly what kind of the topics of those conversations are. So this app, you can see The trigger at the top here, that's coming directly from Zendesk. So whenever a ticket moves to closed, it kicks off a webhook, which kicks off this app. From there, I have a code step where I format the conversation. Finally, I send it to OpenAI. The prompt here, nothing too magical.
Okay, it's categorizing it under all of these 4 parameters.
All the context that OpenAI has about the features. That allows my team to see the number of conversations around a specific feature, the number of engineers who are involved in those conversations, and that lets me track how much time our engineers are spending supporting each individual feature over time.
My Zap is designed to make life easier for 2 user groups. First user group is managers on the data team.
So this is a Data Org TODO, add items to table.
That can create to-do tasks for our team just by simply putting a reaction on a Slack message. And all the information gets automatically recorded in a structured way. So we extract the folks that were tagged, we extract the deadline, we extract the core of the message. This enables the people to directly get a structured list of what needs to be done and by when and who is it relevant for, so they can get directly to executing rather than having to keep track of this information themselves.
This is a huge one, right? I think a lot of people have sent emails and the communication is like 1 page and then you're like, so what do you want me to do? I also use the same type of workflow in ChatGPT where I kind of ask for the action items that I have to do, but here you can do it automatically.
What my Zap does is it basically takes all the Twitter mentions from both my personal and my business account and it puts it all into one Slack channel so that I could read all the responses all in one spot. And it basically does this by triggering a Twitter search mention for both those accounts, and then it takes an action by just sending it to the Slack. It saves me a ton of time because I can basically see all the replies across all of my accounts in one spot.
Saved Slack messages can often contain a lot of information and be relatively verbose. This app allows you to pare down the text to a single actionable to-do item. When you save the Slack message, it's sent to ChatGPT with the prompt. Provide a brief title for a to-do list item based on this Slack message. It then provides a 1-line task in a designated folder in Todoist. I found this particularly useful working in a busy global work environment. Once I've identified the conversations that need my attention, it allows me to easily triage and organize these items as tasks to tackle in my day-to-day.
If you're bad at productivity and you're wasting a lot of time, it's not your fault. Maybe there's just too many things going on. So here are some AI workflows that you can use to boost your personal productivity.
My Spanish phrase generator provides me with a daily dose of Spanish via Slack message. It prevents me from receiving duplicate phrases by extracting the phrase each day and storing it in a table. It then includes all of those previously used phrases in the OpenAI prompt with instructions to not repeat itself. It's helped me maintain a consistent daily learning habit with minimal effort.
So I manage all the things I need to do across my teams using a Kanban board in Trello. And with my day being so filled with meetings,
so this girl was tracking her accomplishments.
I often don't have time to fully read a long Slack message and parse what there is for me to do there. But if I can scan it and realize quickly that I need to come back to it, I can at least add a quick Trello reactee, and then ChatGPT will read it in more detail, summarize what I need to do into a short to-do title, and then add that to my backlog in Trello.
So this, we see a lot, summarization, action step, and then actually doing that. And I think that's such a good way to use communication, right? Like just breaking it down to exactly what you need to do.
Winbot Zap, powered by OpenAI, was designed to quickly add short summaries of my work accomplishments to a dedicated space in Notion where I can keep track of my wins for one-on-ones, growth calls, and quarterly check-ins with my manager. By reacting with a specific emoji, mine is incognito swag cat, to a Slack message and a public channel, OpenAI then summarizes that into a concise message for me and adds it into my database in Notion. By using this bot, I've been able to say goodbye to my old,
very similar
time-consuming process of digging through 3 months of Slack messages, handwritten notes, and reporting documents before writing my check-ins.
I used Zapier interfaces to host a chatbot that's powered underneath by ChatGPT. And I instructed that chatbot to explain the concept that we provided and why it's important to someone with a college-level education but with no computer science background. I also tell the chatbot that it should write concisely enough that the answer fits on a flashcard to help it simplify the answer. Once it provides an output, I add a button that saves both the prompt that we provided it and the flashcard explanation to our dedicated page in Notion where we keep all of our key terms. This lets us review technical concepts as we're reading papers, reading blog posts, and also gives us a starting point for how we should explain these ideas to our more business-focused audience.
And that's one of the best parts. Like, take this hard to understand thing and turn it into this easy to understand thing is what chatbots are really, really good at.
My Zap helps me keep track of my expenditure and where my money goes. It watches for email alerts anytime there is a spend on my
credit card spend.
Then, using ChatGPT, it extracts the amount and vendor. It then decides what category the expenditure falls under using the vendor information, and sends these details over to my Google Sheet where I create my charts and get insights.
Amazing way to keep track of your budget. And if you could train it on your data, you can maybe even say how much money do I have left for marketing this month or profit expenses. This one is really cool. Here are 4 Zapier integrations back to back quite fast that all have ChatGPT inside of them.
The Analyze Free Text Sentiment Zap analyzes the sentiment of each row in a spreadsheet and adds its assessment to the row. This app allows me to easily chart what percentage of the survey responses fall into the sentiment categories of positive, neutral, or negative, and it's a quick way to summarize a large data set and communicate its meaning to my team.
I built a custom button on the customer record in HubSpot. The sales and success teams can click that button to look up information from Looker, such as recent support tickets and titles of live zaps of the customer. We then use ChatGPT to summarize the support tickets and guess at the customer's main use case based on their Zap titles. We take all of that information and create a note in HubSpot on that same record that the sales and success team clicked the button on. So they have all that information in one place without even leaving HubSpot.
My AI Teammates Zap is powered by ChatGPT and DALL-E. It can be invoked by writing the AI names between square brackets anywhere in our team channel. It then keeps track of what happens in threads where they are invoked. The Zap is designed to help the team leverage AI in a familiar way and to provide an additional source of information when necessary.
So this one is so cool because you just have it in Slack and you can ask it, hey, what do you think about this? And then put their name in brackets and it will actually write in Slack.
My call summarizer robot is designed to summarize sales and success calls and bucket those calls into use cases. The Zap initiates from a webhook push from Gong. From there, we have another API call to Gong to get the transcripts from the call. Next, we do a formatter step and we remove the beginning parts of the call that are typically small talk. Using OpenAI, a prompt requests for a summary to be provided in a bulleted format and bucketed into a use case. We have a lookup step that then looks to find the contact that attended the Gong call from our CRM and provide the link to the contact object into the Zap. Last, we create a Slack message with the summary, the use case, a link to the call, and the CRM object. With the ability to summarize calls, people from all over the organization can have better insight into our customers without spending hours watching lengthy call recordings.
The StatusPage message generator bot is designed to increase the speed and efficiency of creating public-facing messaging about outages at Zapier. This automation starts with a type form which asks our incident lead a few questions about the outage behavior. That information is then sent to ChatGPT where the AI creates a message around a specific set of language rules. Once the message is drafted, it's posted to Slack for approval. And with the click of a button, it's automatically posted to our status page. We want to provide a cohesive and streamlined experience for our users. With the StatusPage message generator, we no longer have to spend extra time pondering over the wording. Our messages are clear, concise, and consistent.
Like all of these automations save anywhere from 1 minute all the way to 10 minutes, but it's just the ability to not even have to think about it anymore that I'm striving for in most of my business. Don't use ChatGPT, use your own custom chatbot instead.
Today, I'm going to show you how to build a press release generator that is customized to your company. Building an AI bot sounds intimidating, but it'll take about 30 seconds to do. You'll spend more time tweaking and perfecting your directive, which we'll get into. So the first step is to log into your Zapier account and select interfaces on the left-hand side of your screen. From here, you'll click Create. There are tons of different types of interfaces you can create, but we're going to scroll down and select ZapChat. You'll see this screen as the interface is created. It may take a couple minutes, but just be patient and don't refresh. When your interface is created, it'll look like this. You'll be able to connect tables and zaps to your interfaces as well. Before we do anything, we're going to customize this page. We're going to customize these fields to our project, so let's call this Zapathon. This will update the URL for our press release generator and the name of the interface in Zapier so it's easy to find and organize. Save those changes and it's going to take you back to the main screen. We're going to click on our new Zap Chat page. Then we'll hover over the text and click the edit box that appears. On the right-hand side, you'll see all the fields that you can customize for your bot. Since we're going to be building a bot that will write press releases, I'm going to name this press release generator. You can also customize the greeting and prompt placeholder. Next, we're going to write the directive, which is what the bot will reference when generating results. Okay. This is a lot of text, but here's a template that you can use to give your chatbot very specific instructions that
usually these things have a lot of good information that you should write down.
Are tailored to your company. I like to start by giving it a job and telling it what its main task to complete is. I then tell it how to generate press releases based on some industry standards. Then I get into customization. I tell it who to attribute quotes to, what our brand attributes are, and that way it will weave those throughout the press release. I also include key messages.
These things just save so much
Messages that the
time.
company wants associated with itself. Let's take an example of a real company so you can see these in action. I'm going to do one that everybody knows, Disney. We're going to paste this into our directive in the AI bot. We're almost ready to give this a try, but first let's customize our URL and page name so it's easy to locate later. Just click on the settings, and here you can adjust those settings, including the name and URL. If you own a custom domain, you can also use it here. We'll click Save Changes and we're ready to try. To give it a whirl, we're going to click on the link shown on the screen. This is going to open up the page that users will see and interact with. I'm going to use a real announcement from Disney so we can compare the results. Here's our prompt. I'm giving it a few basic facts, and let's see how it does. We actually have a quote from Bob Iger, it gave us a quote from the CEO of Make-A-Wish, and it scattered our brand attributes throughout. It also linked out to Make-A-Wish's correct website without me telling it to do that. That's pretty cool. Now you'll also notice that it hallucinated a contact name and information at the bottom since I did not provide it with that. This means it made that information up completely. That's one reason why it's important to still have a person review and edit these releases. Now let's
the jane.smith@disney.com.
compare it to the actual release. Not too shabby. Disney's press releases are much longer than 400 words, so this is just a sample of the actual release that you can find on their website. But you can see how this will take you from a blank page to a first draft in about 10 seconds.
I want to build a Zap chat based around all of my previous YouTube videos so I can eliminate dumb comments forever. Hey, what's that AI tool that you talked about 10 videos ago that you probably remember that you only talked about for 1 minute? Well, if you have that question, ask my chatbot. This app is a game changer for any salesperson or anybody doing deals.
Hey everyone, my name is Nicola and I work on the sales team here at Zapier, and I built a bot that allows me to prep for my deals in an easy way. So one of the problems that I was trying to solve was we get a ton of different customers here on sales, and in order for me to better prepare for these calls, I need to go research each and every customer to learn more about them to make sure that the solutions that I'm prescribing fits the challenges that they might have. So I built a Zap that connects HubSpot, ChatGPT, and Slack. And the way this app works is that for every time there's a new deal that gets created within HubSpot, we have a delay step that allows the HubSpot automation to happen for data enrichment. I then continue if this deal is assigned to me. And I have some steps here to split the domain so that I can use that within a link later that I'll show, as well as grab the custom user ID within the HubSpot so it makes it easier for me to masquerade in. Now for the ChatGPT steps, my prompt says, can you tell more information about the organization DraftKings? And I give it some instructions as well. So I say, hey, you're a helpful assistant, helping me research my leads. Your goal is to provide me information that will help me, a sales rep. I want to make sure that the information is clear and concise, and that if there's no information about this customer, since it was founded after 2021, just let me know. The second thing that I asked the bot is, hey, can you please give me challenges, or what are some of the top challenges a company like DraftKings might face? And then how my automation solve those challenges. What's unique about this prompt is that I ask it, for every challenge presented, please provide a discovery question that a sales rep could ask. After that, what I do is I take all the information from this app and I send it to me within Slack in one single message. So here I can say I have the contact information, I have the company size. From steps 5 and 6 or above, I can enter in DraftKings to fill out the domain inspector link, as well as the account masquerade link with the custom user ID. This was something I added just a few days ago, where I also want to see how many Zaps have been created within the account. And then finally, I have information from the ChatGPT responses. So to give an example of what this looks like, I had a customer recently that I worked with from global Silicon Valley. Here I can see just some high-level information about the company, such as they're a venture capital firm and they focus on edtech. And then down here below, I have information around what are some top challenges a VC firm might face, right? Communication and collaboration, lead management, data entry. And I have some solutions such as integrating collaboration tools and discovery questions about asking them how they communicate today. All in all, this app allows me to prep for all of my calls in one single place versus spending a bunch of time looking through various locations for this information. If you have any questions about this app, please let me know. I'm happy to help.
I have to say that this opened my mind, having all the information in one place allows you to just sit there with the data and meditate on different ways to find problems your customer might have and then solve them with creative solutions. So this one is a game changer. So if you want to try out any of these apps, I recommend checking out the link right here to get all of these summarized into a nice little document. Also, if you want to know my AI automations that I have on a weekly and daily basis, check out Patreon in the description down below. But I hope you got some value from this, that you use some of this to save you some time. And that's it. All right, see you in the next one. Peace.